Before he became one of the most famous men in the world. Before television, business empires, and politics. Before millions of people knew his name. There was just a boy. A boy with confidence. A boy with anger. A boy with ambition. This is not a political story. This is a human story. A story about mindset, risk, confidence, failure, and relentless belief. And while you listen, your English will improve naturally. A simple beginning. Donald John Trump was born on June 14, 1946, in Queens, New York City. He was the fourth of 5 children. His father, Fred Trump, was a strong and disciplined man. He built houses and apartments. He believed in hard work. He believed in control. The family atmosphere. The Trump household was not soft. It was competitive. Children were expected to be strong, be confident, never appear weak. Donald learned very early. If you want to survive, you must stand out. Donald as a child. Donald was not a quiet child. He had energy. He had confidence. He had anger. Teachers noticed he was bold, outspoken, sometimes aggressive. He did not like being controlled. A major turning point. Because of his behavior, his parents made a serious decision. At the age of 13, Donald was sent to a military boarding school. This moment changed his life. Military school life. Military school was strict. Very strict. Early mornings. Uniforms. Discipline. Rules. Many children broke under pressure. Donald did not. What Donald learned there? At military school, Donald learned leadership, competition, confidence, command. He learned how to stand in front of others. He learned how to speak loudly. English learning moment for listeners. Notice the sentence pattern. He learned how to. You can say, I learned how to speak. I learned how to listen. I learned how to explain. Repeat it in your mind. Donald's personality starts to form. Donald enjoyed winning. He hated losing. He believed strongly. If you lose, you are weak. This belief followed him all his life. The role of his father. Fred Trump was Donald's biggest influence. His father taught him. Business is war. Never show fear. Always fight back. Donald listened carefully. A strong belief is born. Even as a teenager, Donald believed. I will be very successful. He did not whisper this belief. He declared it. College years. Donald later attended Wharton School of Business. This was one of the best business schools in the United States. He studied finance, real estate, business strategy. But more than books. He studied people. How Donald thought differently. Many students wanted safe jobs. Donald wanted power, recognition, big wins. He didn't think small. English listening tip. Listen to how simple past tense is used. He studied. He learned. He believed. This is how real English stories work. The dream becomes clear. Donald didn't want to stay in his father's shadow. He wanted New York City. Big buildings. Big money. Big attention. Stepping into his father's business. After finishing college, Donald did not start from zero. He joined his father's real estate business. But he did not want to stay comfortable. He wanted more. The difference between father and son. Fred Trump focused on safe housing, small profits, stable growth. Donald wanted luxury, attention, huge projects. Their thinking was very different. Donald's big decision. Donald made a bold decision. He decided to leave Queens. He went to Manhattan. This was risky. Manhattan was expensive, competitive, full of powerful people. English learning moment. Listen to this structure. He decided to. You can say, I decided to learn English. I decided to change my life. I decided to try again. Manhattan, a dangerous dream. In the 1970s, Manhattan real estate was risky. Many buildings were old. Crime was high. Investors were afraid. Donald saw opportunity. The first big project. Donald focused on a hotel. The Commodore Hotel. Most people thought it was a bad idea. Donald thought, this can be great. How he thought differently. He didn't see problems. He saw potential. This mindset became his signature. Negotiation skills. Donald was confident in meetings. He spoke loudly. He spoke directly. He showed no fear. People noticed him. English listening tip. Notice short, strong sentences. He spoke loudly. He showed confidence. This is natural English. Taking a huge risk. Donald convinced banks to lend him money. This was difficult. He had no long history. But he had confidence. The hotel transformation. The Commodore Hotel was renovated. It became modern, luxurious, successful. Donald won his first big victory. The birth of a brand. After this success, Donald understood something important. His name was powerful. He began using his name everywhere. Trump Tower. Trump Organization. The idea of personal branding. Donald was not just building buildings. He was building an image. Strong. Successful. Fearless. English learning moment. Listen to adjectives. Strong. Confident. Fearless. Try using them for yourself. Media attention grows. Newspapers started writing about him. People recognized his face. Donald enjoyed attention. He understood media power. Success changes behavior. As success grew, so did his confidence. Sometimes confidence became arrogance. But Donald did not stop. The 1980s, the golden era. The 1980s were huge for Donald Trump. He built skyscrapers, casinos, luxury hotels. Money flowed fast. But success has a price. With big success comes big risk. Donald borrowed heavily. He believed success would never stop. English story note. Notice contrast words. But. However. Yet. They make stories powerful. The warning signs. Some people warned him. Slow down. Donald ignored them. He believed in momentum. A mindset lesson. Donald believed. If you hesitate, you lose. This belief pushed him forward. When success goes too far. By the late 1980s, Donald Trump was everywhere. Magazines, television, newspapers. People called him a billionaire. But behind the scenes, danger was growing. The big mistake. Donald borrowed too much money. He believed. More buildings mean more success. But debt was growing faster than profit. English learning moment. Listen carefully. Borrowed money. Growing debt. Financial pressure. These words are very common in real-life English. The 1990s crash. The economy slowed down. Interest rates increased. Suddenly, Donald could not pay his loans. Losing control. Banks started calling. Bills piled up. Stress increased. Donald Trump, once confident, felt pressure. A moment of humility. For the first time, he was not in control. He had to sit with bankers. He had to listen. This was new for him. English tip. Notice past tense. He had to listen. He had to change. Practice using had to in your life. The shocking truth. Donald Trump lost billions on paper. Some people laughed. Some said, "He's finished." Public failure. Newspapers reported his problems. His image cracked. Confidence dropped. But something inside him stayed strong. Mental strength. Donald refused to quit. He believed. Failure is temporary. This belief saved him. Renegotiating his life. Donald negotiated with banks. He reduced debts. He sold assets. He gave up control of some businesses. Hard lessons. He learned. Humility. Patience. Discipline. These lessons changed him. English story skill. Notice how stories use emotion. Fear. Pressure. Hope. This helps you understand English deeply. The comeback begins. Slowly, Donald rebuilt. Smaller deals. Smarter moves. Less risk. A new version of Donald. He was still confident. But now he was careful. Experience had matured him. Television changed everything. In the 2000s, a new opportunity came. Television. The Apprentice. Donald Trump became the host of The Apprentice. Millions watched. His voice became famous. You're fired. Why this mattered. TV rebuilt his brand. People saw him as successful again. Even young people knew his name. English learning tip. Notice short phrases. You're fired. Big decision. Tough choice. Short phrases are powerful. Confidence returns. Donald's confidence returned stronger. Not because of money, but because he survived failure. A key life lesson. Donald later said, "I learned more from failure than success." This sentence is important. Repeat it slowly. A shocking announcement. In 2015, Donald Trump stood in front of cameras. He said, "I am running for President of the United States." People laughed. People doubted him. Some said it was a joke. English learning moment. Listen to these words. Announcement. Election. President. Repeat them slowly. Why people didn't believe him. Donald Trump was not a politician. Not from government. Very controversial. He spoke directly. Sometimes too directly. His different style. Trump did not speak like other politicians. He used simple words, short sentences, strong opinions. Many people understood him easily. Important English lesson. Simple English is powerful. You don't need difficult words to be understood. The campaign begins. Trump traveled across America. He spoke to workers, farmers, small business owners. He talked about jobs. He talked about borders. Love and hate. People reacted strongly. Some loved him. Some hated him. There was no middle. The media storm. News channels talked about Trump every day. Criticism increased. Controversy followed him. But attention made him stronger. English vocabulary. Criticism equals negative opinions. Controversy equals public disagreement. Attention equals people watching. The election night. November 2016. The world was watching. Votes were counted. Slowly. Carefully. The impossible happened. Donald Trump won. He became the 45th President of the United States. Many were shocked. Many were silent. History was made. A moment for learners. Listen carefully. Never underestimate someone. Repeat it. Life as president. Trump entered the White House. Power increased. Pressure increased. Every word mattered. Decisions and drama. His presidency was full of bold decisions, strong reactions, constant debate. Supporters defended him. Critics attacked him. English through conflict. This story teaches you words like decision, responsibility, leadership. These are advanced but important. Global attention. Trump met world leaders. He spoke on global stages. His voice was heard everywhere. The COVID period. A global pandemic hit the world. People were afraid. Leadership was tested. Trump faced heavy criticism. The 2020 election. Another election came. This time, Trump lost. The result divided the country deeply. Refusal to disappear. Trump did not disappear. He remained active. He spoke. He planned. He stayed visible. English learning tip. Notice repetition. He spoke. He planned. He stayed. Repetition helps memory. A polarizing figure. To this day, some see him as a hero. Some see him as dangerous. But no one ignores him. The biggest lesson Donald Trump's life teaches. Confidence matters. Failure is not the end. Communication is power. Why this story helps your English. You learned real-life vocabulary, sentence structure, emotional storytelling. Your brain learns better through stories. Life is not a straight road. Sometimes, it feels like a mountain path full of turns, stones, and sudden drops. Donald Trump's life was no different. After becoming one of the most powerful men in the world, after sitting in the White House, after speaking to millions every day, the story did not end. In fact, the hardest chapters were still waiting. And this is where the lesson becomes even more important. The weight of the presidency. Being President of the United States is not just a job. It is a heavy responsibility. Every decision is watched. Every word is analyzed. Every mistake is remembered. During his presidency, Donald Trump faced criticism from the media, opposition from political rivals, pressure from international leaders, and constant public attention. Some people loved him deeply. Some people strongly disagreed with him. But one thing was clear. He did not try to be silent. He did not try to disappear. He did not try to change himself to please everyone. He spoke directly. He spoke boldly. He spoke confidently. Whether people agreed or not, they listened. And for English learners, this teaches an important idea. Backhand index pointing right. Confidence in speaking matters more than perfection. Trump often spoke simple English. Short sentences. Strong words. Clear messages. And that made people understand him easily. The 2020 election, a turning point. In 2020, Donald Trump ran for re-election. The country was divided. Emotions were high. The election was tense. When the results came, Trump lost the election. For many people, this would be the end of the story. They would say, "It's over. I failed. My time is finished." But Donald Trump did not see it that way. Instead of disappearing, he spoke again. Instead of hiding, he stood in front of cameras. Instead of giving up, he repeated the same message he had followed all his life. Backhand index pointing right. Never quit. Handling loss in public. Losing in private is painful. But losing in public is even harder. Millions of people were watching. Supporters felt disappointed. Opponents felt satisfied. The world was talking. Trump faced criticism, legal challenges, and public pressure. But notice something important for English learners. He continued to speak. He continued to express his ideas. He continued to tell his version of the story. Even when the environment was negative. Even when people were against him. This teaches a powerful language lesson. Backhand index pointing right fluency grows when you speak even during discomfort. Many English learners stop speaking because they fear mistakes. But real growth comes when you speak anyway. The power of belief. Throughout his life, Donald Trump repeated one belief. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. He believed in himself when banks doubted him. He believed in himself when critics laughed at him. He believed in himself when polls were against him. Belief does not mean you are always right. Belief means you are mentally strong enough to continue. For English learners, this belief is everything. You don't need perfect grammar to start. You don't need perfect pronunciation to speak. You don't need approval from others. You only need belief. Coming back again. After leaving the White House, Donald Trump did not retire quietly. He remained active. He attended events. He gave speeches. He stayed visible. Many people thought, he's finished. But Trump has never followed what many people think. He prepared for a comeback. Because his life story shows one repeating pattern. Fall, learn, return stronger. Business failures. Media criticism. Political defeat. Each time, he returned. This is not about politics. This is about mindset. Simple English, strong impact. One reason Donald Trump connects with people is his language style. He does not use complex vocabulary. He avoids long, confusing sentences. He repeats key ideas. For example, think big. Never give up. You can do it. This is excellent for English learners. Because communication is not about sounding smart. It is about being understood. Lessons for your English journey. Let's pause the story for a moment and connect it directly to you. If you are learning English, you will feel slow sometimes. You will make mistakes. You will forget words. You will feel embarrassed. That is normal. Donald Trump failed many times before success. You will also fail before fluency. But failure is not the enemy. Silence is. Speak daily. Listen daily. Think in English. Make mistakes proudly. The final mindset. Donald Trump's life can be summarized in one sentence. He never waited for permission to believe in himself. And that is the mindset you need for English. Don't wait to be perfect. Don't wait to be confident. Don't wait to feel ready. Start now. Speak now. Build your English the same way Trump built his life. With confidence. With persistence. With belief. Closing words to the listener. If you listen to this story till the end, you are already different. You are patient. You are focused. You are serious about growth. Remember, every great speaker once spoke broken English. Every confident person once felt insecure. Every fluent speaker once struggled. Keep listening. Keep repeating. Keep building. Your English story is just beginning.